My name is Stanislav Okhvat. I'm really excited to be here today and speak to you about a subject which is very important for me, and as far as I can judge, is also very important for you. Actually, I was going to come to this conference in person, not only because I'm involved with developing tools for translators, and also because I care about translation, but also because I'm a big enthusiast of hiking and various outdoor activities. So I was going to come to this conference with my tent, set it up, take out the various camping gear, and enjoy the time at this wonderful conference outside. This didn't happen, unfortunately, but I'm very happy for those of you who made it despite all the trouble and problems. I'm also very happy to be able to deliver this presentation to you remotely, even though I am literally 1,000 kilometers away from you. So I guess without further ado, I will now start this presentation about preparation of Microsoft Office documents before and after translating them with CAD tools. Okay, so for most of you, Microsoft Office files, especially Word, are the most commonly translated document formats. When I worked as an in-house translator, I often found myself on autopilot, importing a Word document into the CAD tool straight away without even opening it first. I think this temptation to skip file preparation is easy to explain. CAD tools really make it easy and convenient to work with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. However, even with such a trusty companion as a CAD tool, preparation of Microsoft Office documents before and after the CAD tool is still very important, and now I will tell you how to make it easy and fun. When we translate Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents in a CAD tool, we need to remember several things. First of all, these are very complicated documents with numerous features. Some of these features do not need translation at all times. For example, you don't always have to translate comments in a Word or Excel document. So every CAD tool has numerous import settings which control what gets imported into the CAD tool. On the other hand, CAD tools are not all powerful, and they cannot translate all the features available in every file format. For example, you can't translate images in a CAD tool. Second, CAD tools are essentially black boxes. You cannot change the format of a document once the document is inside the CAD tool. This means two things. Number one, you need to format a document before it is imported. You need to clean up bad formatting, especially if the document was converted from PDF. You also need to prepare the document for translation. For example, if you want to create a dual language document. And number two, you need to format the document after exporting it from the CAD tool. For example, you need to ensure that the translated text is fully visible in tables and text boxes. So how can we address these challenges during our work? Here you can see a very simplistic process that helps you save time and ensure a well-formatted document in which everything is translated. It consists of 5 stages. At the analysis stage, you carefully check the document for content that is not always imported into your CAD tool, for example, comments in a Word or Excel file. You also check for things that cannot be translated in your CAD tool, such as images. Obviously, you should also check for bad formatting. presence of tables of contents, and a few other things. At the formatting stage, you do the preparation of the document for the capsule. This includes removing excessive tags, incorrect breaks, excessive spaces, hiding content that you don't need to translate, and so on. At the CAT stage, you import the document into the capsule using correct settings and perform translation and revision. At the manual translation stage, you translate things that you could not translate inside the capsule. At the final post-formatting stage, you format the final document, update tables of contents, and so on. Stage number 3 is more or less straightforward, even though it is, of course, complex. For the other stages, it is difficult to specify what needs to be done unless you know the document that you will be translating. At these stages, you can easily overlook things and end up with a final document that is not fully translated or not formatted well enough. Now I'm going to tell you how you can perform some of these stages in a streamlined way using some of the software that I've developed over the years. So a little bit about my products. TransTools products help freelance translators, editors, and LSPs all over the world save time and improve quality while translating Microsoft Office documents and AutoCAD files. These products complement CAD tools in areas where they are lacking, such as dealing with imperfect formatting and layout in Office documents, or translating complex files like AutoCAD and Visio. TransTools is a set of plugins for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Visio, and AutoCAD. It helps you prepare documents for translation in CAD tools, format documents after translation, translate Visio and AutoCAD drawings, and perform other repetitive operations. TransTools Plus is a set of more advanced tools for Microsoft Word. These tools help to prepare documents for translation in CAD tools and perform various QA tasks, such as correcting spacing and punctuation issues, replacing multiple words and phrases in one or more documents simultaneously, and so on. Termorphology Editor is a standalone application that helps you prepare MemoQ and MemSource term bases to maximize their efficiency with highly inflective languages such as Ukrainian, Russian, Eastern European languages, and some other languages. Finally, Forget-Me-Not is an upcoming application that helps translators and PMs not overlook anything when translating Microsoft Office documents using CAD tools. I will cover TransTools, TransTools Plus, and Forget-Me-Not in the following slides. So let me get back to the workflow for translating Microsoft Office documents using CAD tools. The analysis stage is probably the most important stage. During this stage, you need to understand a few things about a document that you are about to translate. First, what is inside the document? For example, does it include images or embedded objects that are problematic in terms of translation? Second, what needs to be translated? Does the document contain things that not every customer wants translating? For example, comments in Word or Excel, or slide notes in PowerPoint. Third, how do you need to configure the CAD tool for this document? In other words, how do you need to change the import settings or to translate the right things and segment the document correctly? Fourth, does it have formatting issues that need to be fixed before you import it? Fifth, what content will not be imported into your CAD tool and so needs manual work? And finally, you need to define a checklist for the post-formatting stage based on the knowledge about this document. This is useful because you usually finish translation in several days or weeks after you import the document, and so by that time you forget all the various details about the structure and formatting of this document. The analysis stage is especially important for Microsoft Office documents, and here is why. Microsoft Office documents are complex documents which have lots of content of various types. Some of this content is not always important for the customer. For example, Word documents include comments which may not require translation. So CAT tools have a number of import settings which you need to configure when you import a document. On this slide, you can see import settings for Microsoft Word documents in SDL Trados Studio. In green, I have outlined those settings which influence what text will be presented to you in Studio's translation editor. The default settings in Studio should be sufficient for most documents, but they are not adequate for all cases. On the right side, you can see two examples of translatable content in a Word document, which will not get imported unless you change the default settings. First, you can see an ordered list with custom format for the list numbering. Instead of 1 or 2, the automatic list numbering says Step 1 and Step 2. Custom numbering formats are not imported by default, and so they will not be translated. At the bottom, you can see the title page of a pharmaceutical document, which uses automatic fields populated by the text from document properties. Again, text from document properties is not imported into Studio by default. Import filter settings are not the only thing that you need to configure. In Word and PowerPoint, you can often encounter tables formatted using tab characters. Here is an example of such a table in a Word document. If you import such a table into different CAT tools, you will get different segmentation results. By default, Studio and MemoQ will not split the text into separate segments on tab characters, and MemSource will segment the text on tab characters. In this particular case, MemSource segmentation is better. However, for some documents, such as this badly formatted document, MemoQ's and Studio's default segmentation will be better. So in order to have correct segmentation in a document, you must know how tab characters are used in the document so that you can change the segmentation settings of your CAT tool as necessary. It is also important to determine what cannot be imported by your CAT tool. CAT tools cannot import all types of content from Microsoft Office documents. In this table, you can see a list of features in Word documents that are not imported into Studio, MemoQ, or MemSource. If your CAT tool cannot import some features, you must translate that content manually. Some of these features are difficult to find as you scroll through a document, especially if the document is complex, and some of the features are hidden from view, for example, properties and alternative text. Obviously, you can easily overlook something during manual analysis. And now let me tell you how you can analyze source documents quicker and without overlooking anything. Forget-Me-Not is a new application that analyzes the content inside several Microsoft Office documents and produces reports. These reports tell you what content will not be imported into the CAT tool by default, how you need to change import settings of your CAT tool in order to import that content, which content cannot be imported by your CAT tool, and how you can translate this content manually. For example, This may be images, embedded objects, document properties, and so on. From the reports, you will also understand what updatable content is inside the documents, such as tables of contents, indexes, tables of figures, and some other things. This will serve as a reminder that you will need to update them in the final document. Future releases will also tell you what needs to be checked before importing into the console and after exporting the translated document from the console. The program will be available as a Windows application and as plugins for Microsoft Office programs. To analyze several documents, you select the console that you're going to use and the files that you're going to translate and click Analyze button. Initially, the program will support SDL Trados Studio, MemoQ, and MemSource, and only Word documents will be supported, while Excel and PowerPoint support will be added later. When you click Analyze button, it analyzes every selected document and checks which content present in the documents cannot be imported by your console at all or can be imported depending on import settings. It displays a summary of this content, which you can see here. The summary is grouped by document and by type of content, such as standard document properties, embeddings, and others. For each piece of content, you can see the translatable text, word count, the page number, and also whether or not it can be imported by the console. You can already use the summary to quickly determine how to change the console import settings, what needs to be translated manually, approximately how much additional effort will be required for manual translation in DTP, and so on. You can also see a full report or save it in Word or PDF format. This report contains the list of content of each type, information about it, for example, its word count and page number, whether it is importable, and so on. What's more important, this report also gives you instructions. The first type of instructions is import instructions. They explain with screenshots how to import or not import this content into the console. On this slide, you can see instructions for importing list numbering formats for SDL Trados Studio. The second type of instructions are manual translation instructions. They tell you how to translate the content that cannot be imported into the console. On this slide, you can see the list of alternative descriptions and titles for images, which cannot be imported into MemoQ, and how to translate them manually inside Microsoft Word. So to summarize, the report produced by Forget-Me-Not will help you perform the analysis stage. It will give you a very clear idea how to translate the document completely without overlooking anything and help you plan the additional work required for DTP and manual translation. Forget-Me-Not will be released in September this year. The first release will provide a report about translatable content, but future versions will also report on things that you need to take care of during the formatting and post-formatting stages, and will even allow you to translate things that cannot be translated with your console. On the last slide, there will be a link to a web page with more information where you will be able to subscribe to news about Forget-Me-Not. When you have completed the analysis stage, it's time to format the document. The formatting stage is required for several reasons. First, quite a few people use a computer as a typewriter. In a badly formatted document, we can encounter such things as excessive paragraph breaks in the middle of sentences, excessive spaces, and so on. Second, you need to format documents converted from PDFs. Such documents contain many formatting issues, which cause difficulties during translation, such as excessive tags. Third, if you need to skip some text during translation, you also need to hide this text from the capsule. Finally, if you need to create the translation in dual language format, that is, with source and translation next to each other, you need to prepare the document before you import it into the capsule. Now I will talk to you about these formatting challenges in more detail and tell you how to address them. The most common issue in documents is incorrect paragraph and line breaks in the middle of sentences. Since the capsules always segment on paragraph breaks, you will have several segments in your capsule. The best solution is to remove these breaks before you import the document into your capsule. TransTools includes a special tool called Unbreaker for Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. This tool finds incorrect breaks, paragraph breaks and line breaks in a Word document or a PowerPoint presentation and makes it possible for you to remove them very quickly. All you need to do is click a button to search the current document for these breaks, go through the list of breaks that the tool considers incorrect, and tick the checkboxes for the breaks that need to be removed. After that, you click Correct Document button, and that's it. As a result, all incorrect breaks will be removed from the document, and you won't need to worry about them any longer. Excessive spaces are not so dangerous. However, they reduce translation memory matches. If you have a perfect match in your TM, but the spaces are different, the match will be reduced to 99%. There are several tools that you can use to remove excessive spaces. The first one is called Find and Replace Excessive Spaces, part of TransTools. It works in Microsoft Word and it has Find Next, Replace, and Replace All buttons, just like regular Find and Replace command in Microsoft Word. The second tool is called Spacing, Punctuation, and Symbol Correction tool, which is part of TransTools Plus. This tool is much more versatile. It allows you to remove excessive spaces, fix punctuation issues, insert non-breaking spaces in a variety of situations, and do other things to improve the document's appearance. The tool presents all the results as a list, and you can quickly decide which issues need to be fixed, and then click a button to fix all of them at once. Excessive tags are a real nuisance for translators. They are caused by very small differences in formatting of words, and you can usually find them in Word and PowerPoint documents converted from PDFs. There are several tools for removing excessive tags. For Microsoft Word, you should use Tag Cleaner command, which is part of Document Cleaner in TransTools. Tag Cleaner changes the formatting of text without affecting the visual appearance of the document in most cases. This is done according to the options that you can modify. The default options should be enough for most cases. Here you can see the results of applying Tag Cleaner to a Word document converted by Fine Reader. I recommend to use this tool for all Word documents converted from PDFs. There is also a very similar tool for PowerPoint documents called Tag Cleaner, and it's very similar. Okay. Besides excessive tags and incorrect breaks, there are many more common issues with documents converted from PDFs. Here are just some of them. False tables of contents. This is normal text which is converted to a table of contents by mistake, because to a PDF converter it looks like a table of contents. To avoid issues, you need to convert such tables of contents into normal text. Another issue is tab characters between words. These usually occur when the original text was justified on both sides, as in this example. They need to be replaced with spaces to avoid difficulties during CAT translation. The solution for these and other formatting issues is Auto-Format command in Document Cleaner, which is part of TransTools for Microsoft Word. This command is primarily designed for documents converted from PDFs. It finds and highlights formatting issues that require manual decision and fixes some other formatting issues automatically. All you need to do is choose what you want to find and fix by checking the appropriate boxes, and then click Run Selected Commands button. When the operation completes, all the formatting issues will be highlighted by different colors, and you will be able to fix them easily. The link at the end of the presentation will point you to a recording of my webinar on PDF conversion conducted for UTIC Webinars series. There you will find a link to a detailed brochure on PDF conversion with Fine Reader and on using TransTools for formatting Word documents converted from PDFs. Another challenge with CAT tools is that for Microsoft Word documents, you can't tell the CAT tool what you want to translate by using text color. Your customer will often mark the text which they want you to translate or to ignore with a certain color. For example, a yellow highlight color is often used for text that needs to be translated, and red text color or red highlight color is used for text that should be ignored during translation. To hide text from a CAT tool in a Word document, you need to mark non-translatable text as hidden text. If there are several fragments that need to be translated or ignored, doing this manually becomes time-consuming and prone to error. Instead, you should use a tool called Hide and Hide Text. It is available both in TransTools Plus and TransTools. Hide and Hide Text tool provides several different options for hiding text based on color. You can also use it to unhide all text in a document. The final formatting challenge for Stage 2 is dual language translation. If you try to create a dual language document after you export a translated document from the CAT tool, you will have a lot of copy-pasting to do. The best solution is to prepare the document before you import it. For this, you need to duplicate the source text so that you have two copies of the source text, one on the left side and one on the right side, and then hide one side using hidden formatting as discussed before. Again, you can do this manually, but it takes time. There is a better solution if you want to save time. In TransTools, there is a special tool which is designed for quick preparation of single language documents for dual language translation. The tool is called Dual Language Document Assistant. I will now demonstrate how to use this tool to create a dual language document in combination with some tools from TransTools Plus. Could you please start video number 1? Пожалуйста, запустите ролик номер 1. Here is my sample document in Word format. It is an English document, and I want to create a dual language document with English on the left side and Russian on the right side. To start preparation for dual language translation, I open Dual Language Document Assistant by clicking its button on the Trans Tools tab. With the tool on the screen, I can easily switch to the document itself and make selections or format something, and then I can switch back to the tool window. Dual Language Document Assistant can prepare text for dual language translation using two different formats: Dual Language Table and Dual Language Text. The first command is called Convert to Dual Language Table. It creates a table with two columns, where the source text is duplicated in both columns, and one of the two columns is designated for the future translation. Dual language table format is mainly used when the text occupies the entire width of the page. This format is perfect for the main body of my document, so this one, except the table at the top. And I can also use it for the contact details in the footer. The second command, called Convert to Dual Language Text, duplicates the text of each paragraph using a separator, such as a paragraph break or slash. For this document, I can use dual language text format for the table, the header, and some text in the footer. I will now use both commands on this document. For the main text of the document below the table, I will use Dual Language Table. First, I select the paragraphs that I want to convert. Then I go into the options for Convert to Dual Language Table command and make sure that they are correct. Since I want to place the translation in the second column, I choose column 2 as the translation column. I also choose a yellow highlight color, which should be applied to the translation column. By marking the future translation in yellow, I will be able to use Hide and Hide Text tool in order to hide all the text except that yellow text. Also, I will set border width to none in order to have an invisible border for the table. Finally, I click Convert to Dual Language Table button to convert the selected text. It takes some time to convert the text to a table depending on the length of the text. The operation has finished. Now you can see that the source text is duplicated in the second column, and it is also highlighted in yellow as I indicated in the options. I will use the same format for the contact details in the footer. So I select the text in the footer and also click Convert to Dual Language Table button. And it's now converted to Dual Language Table format. For the table at the beginning of the document, this one, for the header, and for the remaining text in the footer, where the space is limited, I would prefer to use the dual language text format with a separator between the source and the translation. Again, I start by selecting the text that I want to convert. This is the table, I have selected it. Then I enter the options for Convert to Dual Language Text command. I will use a paragraph break as the separator, and I want the translation to be on the right side, and I want to apply a yellow highlight into it, just as I did with the dual language table. To perform conversion, I click Convert to Dual Language Text button. As you can see, the text has been prepared for translation. I will apply some finishing touches here. First, some of these paragraphs will not need to be translated, so I will delete the second paragraph, which is now in yellow. So I will delete it here, 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 and in those two places. Also, I would like to reduce the amount of white space to make the text more compact. So I select the text that I want to format, open up Paragraph Settings, and choose 0 points before and after each paragraph, and single line spacing, and click OK to apply the changes. I will now prepare the rest of the text in the header and the footer. So I select text in the header and also click Convert to Dual Language Text button, and select the remaining text in the footer, which is the page number, and also click Convert to Dual Language Text button. So the text is now almost ready for translation. The only thing I need to do is hide the source text so that my cat tool only imports the right side, which is in yellow. To do this, I switch to Trans Tools Plus tab and open Hide and Hide Text tool. The tool opens in a pane on the right side of the document. I want to hide everything except the text highlighted in yellow. So under What do I want to do? I select Hide everything except specific text. Then under Hiding Options, I make sure that Hide by Color is selected. This is the default option, so it's already selected. Highlight Color option should be on, and I choose yellow from the drop-down list. Finally, I click Hide Text button to hide the text. Hidden text is now invisible. And now my document is ready for translation. Finally, I have translated the document and exported it from the cat tool. Now I need to unhide the source text. Again, I will use Hide and Hide Text tool, available under Trans Tools Plus tab. Since I want to unhide the text, under What do you want to do? I choose Unhide Everything and click Unhide Text button. That's it. The document is now ready in dual language format with English on the left side and Russian on the right side. I only need to clear the highlight color. I can do that manually, but I will need to do that for the body of the document, the header and the footer separately. Instead, I will use Highlighting tool, which is part of Trans Tools Plus. I open the tool, switch to Clear Highlighting section, and click Clear Highlighting button. And now the document is fully ready.
Alright, so we watched the video. I hope it was quite informative. And now I will continue with the presentation. After computer-aided translation in the cat tool and possibly manual translation, we finally come to the final post-formatting stage. There are two basic reasons why this stage is important. First, the text usually expands during translation and it can become partially invisible or misaligned. So you need to ensure that text is fully visible inside text boxes and tables, and also align the text. Second, there are so-called updatable fields in Word documents, such as tables of contents, indexes, some other types of fields, and you need to update them so that they show the actual translation. So, how can you speed up this process? First, when you perform document analysis, create a checklist for the final post-formatting stage. In this checklist, take note whether the document contains tables of contents, indexes, and other updatable fields. Also note whether it contains tables and text boxes, because when the text expands after translation, some text may become partially invisible in those elements. Check whether the document contains tab characters used to create tables. Often, after the text expands, it will no longer look like a table. When you get to the post-formatting stage, use that checklist for manual review of the document. TransTools provides a number of tools to help with post-formatting. The first tool is called a Row Height Resizer. It is part of Document Cleaner in TransTools, and it tells you which table rows have fixed height. In other words, which rows cannot expand if the text becomes larger after translation. It can also fix row heights in the selected rows for you automatically. The second tool is called Cell Resize Wizard. This is a tool for Excel, part of TransTools. On this screenshot, you can see a fragment of a report in Excel format. The full text of the selected cell is displayed in the formula bar at the top. However, this text is not fully displayed inside the cell itself, and so the customer will not see it. Cell Resize Wizard helps you find the cells where the text is not fully visible and resize them automatically. There are some other tools in TransTools that will help you during the post-formatting stage. For example, you can use the auto-format command in Document Cleaner. Also, in future versions, Forget-Me-Not will provide tools for post-formatting. To summarize, Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents are complex documents. Our CAD tools are advanced, but they are not all-powerful. It's very important to format the document correctly and then import it into the CAD tool using the right settings. And it's equally important to check and format the document after you export it from the CAD tool. Today, I have shared with you approaches and tools to help you make these operations more efficient. I invite you to try TransTools products if you haven't used them yet. And of course, try the new Forget-Me-Not application once it is released. And certainly don't hesitate to provide feedback that helps me improve these tools. Here you can see the address of a web page where you will find useful information and links. It also contains a coupon code for getting a discount if you decide to buy a TransTools or TransTools Plus license. Thank you very much for your attention, and now I will be happy to answer all of your questions.
Thanks a lot, Stanislav. Do we have any questions? It was a long, long day full of very interesting presentations. If we have some questions, you can direct them in our Zoom rooms and discuss them there. Thank you, Stanislav, again.